Welcome to All Waves Considered. I'm your host, Zak Morgan.
And I'm your host, Julius Spicciani. And we're talking about the surf from January 6th. We got there pretty early, and it was...
It's like 9, right? 9:30?
Yeah.
About that?
Yeah.
Yeah, luckily I rolled up and y'all were just, you and Jared were just waiting there. It was like perfect. Someone to paddle out with.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Made the session that much better.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about the conditions?
Yes, it was offshore with a slight west wind on it. It was like west-northwest. Conditions were big. Conditions were fun. When we first paddled out, it wasn't the greatest. I surfed the right side the whole day. So
Same, yeah.
From that side, when we first paddled out, it was decent at first. It seemed like something needed to change. The wind kind of started blowing more out of the west. It was big. It was big all day.
It was. I was scared.
I haven't been in big surf like that in a minute.
Same, yeah. Yeah, not since I'd been back. But you were charging pretty hard. At the end of the pier, it was like mushy, mushy, mushy. And then it looked like by the time you made the drop, it was like some of the gnarliest, steepest drops I've ever had.
Yeah, it was super steep drops and super fast. You get pushed down to the flats and you're just hauling ass, and it's hard to manage sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was scary. I mean, that was basically it. It was big with steep drops.
Yeah. I mean, truthfully, I'm used to surfing without a leash. So surfing with a leash for once is like I can do anything with a leash.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a big wave isn't that big whenever you got a leash and you're used to not surfing without a leash. That's my thought process on it.
I wish I had that. Can you tell me a little bit about your life as a surfer? When did you start surfing?
Totally. I started surfing when I was 17. My friend brought me out to the pier.
Mm-hmm.
I skateboarded and stuff as a kid, and skateboarded as in like longboarding and stuff. I never was too active, like doing tricks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Caught my first wave at the pier, went to Water Boys and bought like this little toothpick six foot board.
Yeah.
It was the worst purchase of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just thought I knew what board I wanted because I saw like other people riding boards. I was like, that's the board. And I tried riding it and it just didn't work. I ended up purchasing a few longboards. I borrowed my friend's fun board. I rode some fishes, but those were also difficult for me to learn on. Pretty much grew up surfing the pier my whole life.
Mm-hmm. From that first time you went out, was it like, I love this, or was it?
Yeah. Very first wave, I mean, I stood up no problem. I went straight. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I figured how to paddle for the wave and try and catch it and stand up.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like first try. So I was like, okay, something's going on here. It's good. Luckily, my friend was going out all the time and he had boards. So I was just borrowing boards from him and she was driving me out there whenever he was going.
What kept you surfing? What drew you in?
There's something addictive about surfing. There's something like, it's almost like once you start surfing and then you go without it, you're like, damn, I need that back in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Or something's off balance whenever you haven't surfed in a while.
Yeah.
That's probably it. As fun as it is as well, though, it's also like, it brings some sort of balance to my life.
Yeah, I can relate to that. So you were 17 when you first started. How old are you now?
I'm turning 28 in 5 days.
What?
January 15th.
Happy birthday.
That's my birthday. I appreciate it.
That's cool.
Yep, 28, so I'll be surfing for 11 years.
You had lived in Nicaragua for how long?
About 8 months to a year.
8 months, yeah. I was kind of jealous of that. Was that something, were you able to surf on a regular basis when you were there?
Yes, there was like 3 breaks right out front of our house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much surf every day. Even the small waves were great.
Mm-hmm. After surfing there and surfing here, like, does that change your perspective on Pensacola?
Yeah, it totally does. I didn't like coming back here. Right at the end, it took me a while. I was addicted to like food and the options and all the things that, we got too much here, just too much stuff. And I was addicted to it when I first got down there. I was like, damn, I just want some like fried chicken fingers and French fries.
Uh-huh.
But like rice and beans was for dinner.
Yep.
It took me a while to shake that until I finally was like, I don't need all that.
Yep.
And then I got shit back down here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, damn, this is like, it's overwhelming. Walking to a gas station, there's just infinite options of snacks and stuff. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you had culture shock going down there and culture shock coming back.
I anticipated more that going down there what to expect, but I was more shocked coming back. I almost forgot like how many options there are here and how fast everything is here.
So we're going back. We got to find another cheap country with good beans and rice to go back to.
Yeah, that's the dream. Cheap living, stable, government,
Yeah.
no government issues. It's impossible to find them.
This is kind of like a general theme that I've been interested about, and it's about surf etiquette, and it's also about how we navigate conflict with each other at the beach. Have you ever pissed anyone off at the beach or gotten pissed off at someone?
Yeah, there's been times, I'm sure, where I've taken too many waves or whatever, and there's been times where people confront me about soft tops when I used to ride soft tops, and this is all I got right now. I feel where you're coming from with like, get off the soft top. I know you don't need to be riding that.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's all circumstantial.
Yeah.
Taking too many waves is not, though. Sometimes I'm just on too good of a board.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And like, it's just the right conditions for the right board, and I'm in the right spot, and I know where the right spot is, so I'm catching those waves. No, I mean, I try to follow the hierarchy out there.
And what is that hierarchy?
Person you saw there first for the most amount of time usually gets. How does priority work? Do you think there's a hierarchy at the pier?
I generally think of it like there's like the rules, like whoever's closest to the peak, whoever catches the wave first, like that's like the rules of the road kind of. But then yeah. I think there's also too, like, yeah, you're talking about like if someone has more rep or something. I generally don't think too much in that direction, but I definitely think there are these concepts like, have I caught in too many waves? Like there's days where I'll take my buddy's 9.6 out there and I just feel like I'm too good at getting into the wave first. And so I start having these thoughts like, okay, well, maybe I'll start letting some waves go by me. And then I think, you start knowing the people around you, and then you think, oh, well, maybe this person hasn't gotten a wave recently. But I've never really thought like someone has been surfing there for decades, so I'll give them the wave.
I mean, I've never been down with that concept either, but I think it's just I think a general truth. Like, I find it more that people will click up with people that they know there.
Yeah.
And they'll kind of hold down a sandbar there. A group of 4 of their friends, they all meet up at the pier, and they're all surfing together, and slowly but surely they keep paddling over to the same spot. And they know where this best break is that day. So they kind of hold that area down.
Yeah.
It's the kind of hierarchy that I see going on there.
Okay. Yeah.
But truthfully, it's the pier, and any wave can be any person's wave at the pier. I surf the pier because there's almost no rules at the pier. Mm-hmm. It's the pier. People expect it to be the pier. It's going to be crowded in the summer.
Yeah.
There's swimming people in the way. It's just kind of a chaos spot.
But the nice thing is, like you were talking about, the people that you were surfing with 10 years ago, a lot of those people are still there. And so even though there's a ton of people, even though there's chaos, it's cool because for the most part, we know the people, we know the players involved. So it makes the chaos feel safer.
Yeah, no, totally. Definitely. Thank you for watching All Waves Considered. I've been your host, Zak Morgan. Thank you. And goodbye, and I'm going to miss you. I can't wait to see you again. Mwah.